Okay. So here I'm going to give what is programming, how it is helpful in problem solving. But when we are writing a program, it will give solution to a particular problem. What is the problem we are going to face? What is the problem we are going to face in our future applications? So how to solve that problem? How to develop an application to solve that particular problem? So this is almost like programming is like a problem solving skills. Now, first of all, before introducing this programming language, what is the different things we need to know? First of all, you know most of having hardware and software concepts. In computers, when we are writing a program, that program will be interacted with that hardware components. The best example for is ATM machines, automatic teller machines, right? So how ATM machines are operating, how automatic washing machines are operating, micro ovens are operating, every embedded systems, how they are working based on the programming only, isn't it? All hardware electronic goods are controlled by its a programming. So not only C programming, there are so many other programs are there, but we should prepare a program to control the device. That is software. To control the hardware, we need to go for software programs. So here, how the software will be given? Software will be interactive with the devices. It may be an input device, it may be output device, it may be a system devices. There are so many different types of hardware components are there. Those software component, hardware components can be controlled by software. So here we are seeing that a keyboard and mouse, right? Mouse. If you open mouse and see, you will find some kind of instructions, like some kind of chips will be there inside, like integrated circuits. Block chips will be there. Those are called ICs, means integrated circuits will be there. Not only in monitor, not only in printer, whatever the electronic device you are opening, everything will be there. So those devices is filled with some software instruction code, isn't it? For that, we require programming. Whatever the device we are using, that everything will be controlled with the software itself. You can interact with the software itself. So here, these are followed by the instructions given in a programming. Hardware components are controlled and operated by means of instructions given to the programming. So in this, these are the different purpose. You can see, no need to see all these things. Now, here in all these things, how we are writing the program, how these instructions will be composed. So these instructions will be composed by means of ASCII codes. These are all the ASCII codes for formats. We are typing a particular character, right? Every code will be converted into digital format. That is called ASCII format. That ASCII format, in a sense, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. For every character, whatever the character we are typing, in whatever the language you are typing, every character will have its own ASCII code that will be converted into the binary code. That binary code consists of zeros and ones only. Whatever the message you are typing, whatever the character you are typing in the programming, it will be converted into ASCII. But you will feel bored if you hear all these concepts here itself. You will feel bored. But in future, we will go in depth about it. So this is ASCII table. The different codes will be there. I will let you know that later. Now here, these programming languages, though we have so many number of programming languages, but that level of understanding, we can say that it is machine level language, means machine can understand directly, like a binary language, zeros and ones will be there. Those zeros and ones can understand by the computer very easily. That is called machine level language. Some assembly level language also there, means in a computer itself, we have processors. Earlier, before introduction of computers, we used to work on microprocessors. Still microprocessors are there. These microprocessors uses assembly level language. So just high level to assembly level language. But right now we are using so many different languages are there. Python is there, like PHP is there, something like .NET, all flavors of .NET languages are there, like C#, .NET, ASP.NET there, and a Java language. There are so many different languages are there. They are almost like a human communication language like English. So those are very near to human communication languages like English. Those are called high level languages. The languages which can understand by the machine easily, those are machine level languages. Which can understand by the programmer or developer, that is called high level languages. These are the different difficulty of the understanding. Now here, these natural languages also there. Now we can see that in Google, we have an option like a conversion. Google Translator. When you turn on the mic, if you speak something, if you select that language and speak something, the letters will be typed automatically in the text box. Did you try ever? When you open any programming, something like Google, you can find out. You can find out the languages. What are the various languages are there? There are so many, almost international languages. All languages will be there. I will show that. Now here, I'm trying to show this one that is easily understandable by yourself. The Google Translator will be there. Are you able to see this Google screen? Is it? Now here, I'm typing. This is the English language I selected. When I am holding that mic, it will start recording my voice. Now, whatever language I'm speaking, whatever the words I'm speaking, that will be typed automatically there, up to 500 words. Now, this is the Google Translator, isn't it? Automatically. So, it has automatically, it will be translated. When we speak something, automatically it will be translated into the respective words. But while speaking in front of the mic, it must be slow and recognizable by the speaker. That is most important. That formula we have to follow. Not only that, what language I know, I am speaking. I know English, I am speaking in English. But other side, I took the Hindi. Automatically in Hindi it is translated. Is it not translated to Hindi? If you want to translate it to Telugu also, it will be translated automatically. Not only this, there are so many other languages are there. Internationally, how many languages are there in this? We can select that language, particular language, automatically it will be turned into that particular language. So how these processing are going on means we are developed a program. Google people are developed a software which can recognize the audio as input and translate it into decimal means binary code. That binary code will be translated to selected language. The process is going on like this. So this is an application. There is no doubt about it. This is also an application developed by the Google people. They are taking this type of input, audio type of input, and convert it into the words, and that word will be converted into target language. Automatically, they are doing all these things, isn't it? So to develop this type of language, not only writing adding up two numbers, not only writing up a calculation part, not only typing the program for displaying the mathematical table, not all these things. There are so many different things are there, but all things are started with this basic programming. So whatever the language, whatever the level of language, whatever the type of language you are learning, you must focus on basics of these things. Now here I'm talking about importance of basics. Now if you want to go for MBA, MCA, something like some other courses like TOEFL, GRE, there are so many other things are there. Like MS, somebody may go to other countries and they will do MS also. In that, if you want to go for higher studies, first of all, you must prefer the language, international language. What international language you are using? English. Without English, can you go for higher studies? It's not at all possible. So here also, whatever the language you are learning, like Python and C++ and Java, something like PHP, .NET language like C#, ASP.NET. There are so many different things like SAP also there, and some Oracle apps also there, and SAP modules like HR module will be there, financial module will be there. There are so many different SDA modules. That depends on the apps, but that apps also developed with this language. Without knowing this language, understanding the functionality of the app is very difficult. That is the reason this C language is most important for us. So this programming language, what this C language program consists of, I will let you know that. So if you know the importance of the C language, why we need to learn the C language, that I'm going to show you here. Now here, just see, here this is the language. In this type of programming languages, we can go for like assembly level language. This is almost like an English type of language, C languages. Here there are different languages. These are almost like outdated languages, but compulsory we should learn all these things also. Like this is Java, C and C++. Fortran means formula translation. This language will be used in satellite communications. Satellite will be of what is that? Almost like miles, thousands of miles distance. but we are able to control that satellite with the help of this Fortran only. If you want to communicate with the satellite, we need to go for this programming language like this one, and Pascal, Visual Basic, VB. You mean to say VB. Now this updated version of this VB is VB.NET. It is one of the language in .NET framework, and Pascal will also be there. There are so many different other things are there in this. So like this we can go for. But how these compilers will be executed, that thing we are supposed to understand. Now just see here, a programming language written in high level language is called source code. What programming language you are using, like a C language program, it will be saved with .c. C++ programming, that is saved with .cpp. Java language, that is saved with .java. PHP programming, .php it has to be. There are so many different programming languages are there, which is nearly closer to the human communication languages, like high level languages. After that, when you are writing the source code, there is some other softwares also there. Those are called middle level languages, almost like translators. You can say it as translators. These translators are one type of program, middleware, almost like middleware. This is compilers program. It will take the high level language programs code into object code, object file in a sense that is executable by the system. That OBJ file will be created with the help of compiler. This compiler will be linked and executed with the executable code. Executable code in a sense machine can understand easily and execute automatically. So this is the translation process will be there. We will come back to that one by one step by step. We will come back to that. Just I'm giving how the programming will work. What are the importance of this programming languages will be there. I will let you know that. So this is the Java source code. How we are talking about high level programming languages. Here, this is Java source code will be there in that. So what is the Java source code? What happened to Shweta? There is network trouble, I think. Okay, this is some programming language will be there. Here, this is what is programming. This is in this programming. These are the basic things will be required to write any programming language. Sequential process means a set of instructions we will put together. Set of instructions to put together to perform a particular task. Means some if you want to write a small program, this program has to receive some parameters or numbers from input and process within it and give output to the output program. Now here the sequential process means a list of instructions we are putting together as a program. So this is sequential processing. And conditional execution means if you want to display any output like this, suppose your program has to check whether you are major or minor. How do you know that? We are reading the age of the particular person. The program has to display whether you are major or not. For that reason, we need to put some condition. What condition? The age must be greater than or equal to 18. Then only we can say that you are a major. Otherwise, it has to say you are minor, isn't it? So before performing any output, before giving any output, we need to perform some conditions. That condition can be done with the help of if condition, isn't it? Now repeating. If you want to perform the same task multiple number of times, we cannot write the same statement multiple number of times. So to repeat the single statement or block of statements multiple number of times, we can go for repetition. There are so many other things are there. Now I will let you know that. Suppose you are developing a game. Every student will very interested to play games. Even small kids also, they are very much interested to play games. Now here, suppose one bike is moving from one place to another place. How it is moving? It is a picture, but how we are moving technique is creating means the cycle, whatever the wheel we are putting to the back, putting the bike or a car, it will must move. How it is move? The statement positions will be repeatedly moving. How that same statement will be repeated without writing multiple number of instructions with the help of this looping only. That is looping means that same process will be executed multiple number of times until the condition is reached. Until you hold the mouse pointer on that particular thing, it will be stopped. Some conditions will be there in that. So such type of things will be there. And one more thing is, while writing a program, what are the procedures we have to follow? It may be a top-down approach and bottom-up approach. Top-down approach in the sense, execution process will starts from top to bottom. Like in C language programming, we will start the program execution from main method, main function to end of the function. From top to bottom you are coming. But when we take the C language, C++ and Java, it is not like that. The code, entire code will be at top of the position, and at bottom class we will write main programming. So directly control comes to the bottom of the page, and what are the object you are created in main function, that will come back and go back to start of the programming. It will start execution. That is a very much important topic. Now we can see that this is calling methods and functions, procedures, subroutines. These are so many other things. You may feel bored. So I am going to give a small task, but how many number of topics we are supposed to learn to execute the small set of instructions? So I will show that. You will feel bored all these things. So I'm stopping there itself. Now just do one thing. Yes. So I'm going to open a small programming part so that you will understand the importance of it. Now see this. Now here, simply I'm writing a program. What program I'm writing here? To add two numbers. Very small application I'm trying to write, isn't it? Now here, is my screen clear to you? Everyone? Are you able to see that blue screen properly? One of you unmute and tell. Sriya, are you concentrating?
Yes, sir.
Is my screen clear to you here? Are you able to see this blue screen?
Yes, sir.
Full screen or half screen it is showing?
Half screen.
Half screen. I'm making it full. Now tell me. Is it full?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. Now I'm writing a small program. Just what are the topics we're supposed to learn? We should understand that. Now here I'm writing a program. Program to add two numbers. Two numbers. So this is the program I'm writing. I'm saving it as it is a C program. For that, I'm creating. Okay, let it. Instead of wasting time, I'm giving a demo like this.
Sir, how to save?
Sorry.
How to save it, sir?
I will let you know that. I'm showing the concept. What are the concepts are involved to write a small program? I'm showing the importance of it. I will give the step by step how to open, how to save, how to compile, everything I will give. But I'm showing the importance of this. So here I'm writing a small program. Now see, I'm writing a small program like this one. Here I'm taking int a comma b like this. Now in this, a is equals to 10 I'm giving, and b is equals to something like 30 I'm giving. Got it. Now here I'm trying to print the sum of these things. Now here sum is %d and a plus b I'm giving like this. And here this is a small program I'm giving. This program aim is to add two numbers. Any two numbers, print the sum. Now I'm compiling the program. Compiling the program and running the program. You can see the output. This is very simple way to write the program. But what happens is in your academics, suppose you are learning C language in your academics, they will give some concepts directly, and they will give the program. You will go to your laboratory or go to home. You will type the program and you will get output. That's its end. But here, what happens in this? I will let you know that. Now here, I will open in a notepad so that we can understand. Yeah, this is the program what we have written. This is the program what we have written in this. So if you open the editor, the screen will be a little bit clumsy. Now see here, this is the program I have written. Now what is this? What is happening to this? We have written program to add two numbers. In output, are you able to see this statement? Did you see this output? So sir, కనిపించిందా? One of you speak out. అందరు మీట్లోనే ఉన్నారు. Did you see this output? Did you see this statement at output?
No, sir.
ఎందుకు అంత లాంగ్ లో పెట్టావు? ఇంతకుముందు కొంచెం క్లోజ్ ఉంటుంటే లాంగ్ లో పెట్టావు ఎక్కడో ల్యాప్టాప్.
నేనా?
ఎక్కడో లాంగ్ లో పెట్టేసావు. లాంగ్ లో ఉంటున్నావు, అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకోవడానికి కంఫర్ట్ గా లేదు మీకు. That is the reason you are not able to unmute immediately. So now see, this is a statement is called comment. What do we call this as? Comment. Comment in the sense, if you want to give any documentation for any of the statement, you can give this comment. Means what this statement performs. Why we are written this statement. So this type of statement will be given. This type of statement will be given in comment line. This is called comment line. And here I'm writing a program. This is called main function. In this main function, the program will start from here onwards. I will trace the program. The program will be started from here onwards. Now here I'm going to give this AB. What are this AB? Here int is a, first of all, it's a keyword. It's a keyword, and A comma B is the variables. A comma B are the variables, and here we are performing some operation, assignment operations. This is called like operators. Operator concept is supposed to learn in this. Here also the same thing. Here, yes, IO functions we have to perform. What is IO function? Input and output function. What do you mean by this? If you want to read something into the program, we'll perform input functions. And if you want to print something at a standard output, that is called output function. These are the input and output functions will be there in this. So this is called standard output functions. You're supposed to understand, isn't it? Now to write a small program, how many concepts you need to know? First of all, we need to know what are the comment lines and what is the structure of the program. How to start? If you remove any one of the bracket, the structure will be collapsed. That structure must be there. While writing a program, the structure must follow. Here, first of all, we should take the main function followed by the block statement. Means from here onwards, what are the statements we are giving up to this end under the control of this main block. That structure must be understood. Now here, what are the variables you are going to use in your program must be declared. This section is called as a declaration section, isn't it? So after this, why we are taking these two variables? To store something into the variables. Which type of variables these are? This is decides the type of variable. Which type of variable it is? It is integer. Simply you can say integer. If you want to store any integer numbers, we need to go for into data type. The data type will decides which type of data we are going to store in these variables, isn't it? So generally everybody can write the program simply by seeing or doing some other things, but they don't know the programming rules. That is the reason even they completed their BTechs, even they completed their computer science in BSc or some BCA, whatever the computer courses they are doing, they cannot write program on their own. Just check your neighbors. Even they are completed their BTechs and BSc Computer Science and BCom Computers, whatever the computer courses they have done, whatever the language they have done, they are completed. They cannot write they cannot write their own program. Why? They are missing the basics. When you thorough with the basics, we can think in a proper way. We can develop our own applications. That critical thinking. When you are improved your critical thinking, we can give solution for any problem. You can develop any type of applications. We can develop any type of problem solving skills. We can improve it like this. So this type of programming skills are required. So in this C language, every basic thing will be discussed. If you focus more on this programming language, each and every basic concept will be discussed in this. So that is the reason I will suggest everybody to learn the C language. Who want to go for web development, apps development, and some other SAP modules, application modules like Oracle apps modules. If they want to learn any software development side, if you want to go for some package learning also, this C language is most important. So then only we can understand the structure of the program, what are the various constructs are used in this programming language that will be used in this, isn't it? So that most important things we're supposed to understand. So in this is about the programming language. Generally, I want to tell. So this programming language, it consists of basic things will be there. That basic things in the sense what is character set will be used in this, what are the identifiers, what are the various constructions are there, and almost like what is control statements will be there, some keywords, constants, variables, what symbols can be used, what are the character set will be used in the programming language. To learn any programming language, what are the basic things are required. So all these basic things will be discussed in our programming language, isn't it? So that I mean to say, there are so many other things are there, but you are at a learning stage, right? If I show all these things, you may feel bored. You cannot understand all this terminology, which I prepared in that this thing, prepared in this presentation. So these are almost like all high-end terms. We cannot understand these terms. If I share it, even if I share, we cannot understand all these terms like this. So here, the procedural, object-oriented, the instance, class, we cannot understand all these things. This is procedural-oriented language and object-oriented language. So if I explain all these things, you may feel bored. That is the reason I stopped there itself. Because you may feel bored and you may feel something like difficult, so that you may lose your interest on the topics. So I don't want. This is problem solving skills. Problem solving in the sense, suppose one task is given to you. To solve that problem, what are the various statements we need to perform? So for that, the entire big problem we can distribute it into different small units. You can shift to another place. I will give you a best example. Suppose in your home, your mom or dad shift some 100 kgs bag from one room to another room. What do you do then? Will you lift all 100 kgs bag at a time? It's not at all possible. Isn't it? Practically, it's not possible. What do you do? We will divide into 3 or 4 parts. Isn't it? We'll take some part and sit somewhere, and we'll come back to that same place, source, and get some other part and shift to another place. So 2-3 times we'll shift this entire 100 kgs bag into some other place. But we cannot try to lift all this 100 kgs bag at a time. That is very foolish thing. Means because here also the same thing. How much the big problem it may be, first of all, we need to think and divide the big problem into small problems, isn't it? When we, if you see that same problem, if you, so in my example, just now I told you, if you sit in front of that 100 kgs bag, when it will be shifted to one place to another place? If you are seeing that, it will look a big 100 kgs bag. It will almost like a 4 feet height. We cannot lift all things together. If you stay back up to 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours, it cannot be shifted to some other place. We need to think about how to shift from one place to another place. In the same way, here also, there may be a big problem. I'm not telling that it's not a big problem. Big problem itself. But every problem will have its own solution. Problem, if there is a problem, alternative solution will be there. But we need to think in the style. Then only that solution will come to you. Otherwise, if you see that problem like problem only, it will always like a problem. It will not give solution to you. You cannot solve it. So that type of problems we need to identify. We need to distribute into, break into different parts, and each and every part we need to give a solution. And that final, the individual solutions we will combine together as a final solution for the big problem. Whatever the program it may be, whatever the problem it may be, we need to go for like this. This is a problem solving skills. First, these 4 steps we need to go for the problem solving skills. Like, first of all, we need to understand the problem. What is the problem? We need to question them first of all. What is the problem? Then devise a good plan into solutions. Like, we need to understand that. Next, implement the plan. Just what we given the solution for that. Divide the 100 kg bag into 20-25 kg bag, like 4 parts. What will happen then? It is very easy to shift 20 kg bag from one place to another place. In the same way, just plan and divide into different parts and implement one more time. And this is evaluate the solution. And going back to this. First, how these 4 things will be implemented? Like this. Read the problem. Understand the description of the problem and scenario. Identifying the nouns and unknowns. उसमें क्या मालूम होता, उसमें क्या नहीं मालूम होता. Just we need to think about all these things. That's it. So here, first understand, which you know, it's very easy to give the solution. If you don't know, we need to think about it. What is it? When you understand that word, then we can give the solution. Here, decide how to go about solving problems. So anytime meeting will be ended, just rejoin the meeting. Within a minute, rejoin the meeting. Anytime it will be ended, I will start within 10 seconds. Now, next, determine what steps need to be taken to reach the solution. There may be so many solutions. For each problem, there are so many solutions. But which is the better solution for this one? That is most important thing we need to think about it. Next, solve the problem. Write the solution for it. It may not be a perfect solution for that problem, but it will be alternative for one of the alternative for the problem. And test the answer.